Hey guys, it is Friday. I'm getting ready to start work. I have about 10 minutes, so I want to give you a quick little chatty update. Then I'm going to show you a few things that I filmed a meal prep video, and I did start filming a what I eat in a day video before on Monday kind of went a little sad, and so actually a lot sad. So I just wanted to do this little quick update and show you those recipes because they were really, really good, and I just wanted to show those to you. I will probably be doing more of a chatty vlog tomorrow, but it's just been kind of a long week and I'm just now starting to feel, just come to terms with things, you know? So like I said, I did a meal prep on Sunday, and then I planned on editing it on Monday after I got off work, and it would go up on Tuesday morning per usual. And then I did start filming a full day of eating on Monday to go up on Wednesday. I knew I wouldn't be able to do more than one day because my plan was all the meals I was eating on Monday, I was just going to eat the exact same on Tuesday because they were that good. And then Wednesday we had a function at work for a coworker. I had a coworker birthday, and so I knew I wouldn't film that day. I was going to film my dinner and then show it to you guys in another video. So, but what ended up happening was we ended up having to take our cat to the vet Monday night, to the emergency vet, and she had a stroke and unfortunately did not make it. We got that cat right after me and my husband got married. So she was 18 years old. So she is old, you know, but it doesn't make it any easier, of course. Especially when it was a little traumatic, because it wasn't just like she just, you know, we woke up and she had passed, you know, it was, she had had a stroke. We had to witness her, you know, urinating on herself and not being able to hold her head up and not being able to walk. And it was very, very hard on both of us. Very hard on my husband. My husband has such a soft heart for animals, and, you know, not knowing, they can't tell us, you know, if they're suffering and hurting. And so he came with me to the vet. We got our vet closes like at 4:30, and anything after that's like there's one vet there for emergencies, and she had just gone into emergency surgery. So we couldn't get in there to see her until a little bit after 8. My husband just waited out in the car because he came in with me, but I knew he was not going to be good for him. So he went out to the car. So then I went in there. But the vet just said, yeah, she was, you know, she was pale, which I don't know how I guess they can look at their belly and see if they're pale or not, but they said she was pale. Her body temperature was extremely low. She just was not, you know, she hadn't been drinking that day, and, you know, like that, which we got her to drink some water. So we knew she hadn't been feeling well, but, you know, animals just don't feel well, but it hadn't been like very long. It was just on like Monday. My husband didn't work on Monday, so it was just like on Monday. But anyway, so I get back there, you know, and they just said, you know, she's just dehydrated. Her organs were shutting down. They could just, you know, it was not going to make it. So it was very hard. I stayed with her until she was gone, which was the first time for me. I mean, I've never had to do this with any animal. And I mean, I had a cat when I was younger, but when I moved out of my house, he refused to like leave my parents' house. So that's kind of just where he was at. But I just never been through like this before. And it was pretty rough. I think, Tuesday I went to work because I knew for me, it's just like, I have to stay busy to like not, you know, I can really compartmentalize, you know what I'm talking about. Whatever, I'm sorry, you guys, I can't articulate today. It's easy for me to kind of put things in little boxes while I like work. I mean, I think it helped a lot that I'm working on my big project that I've been talking to you guys about, our calendars and stuff at work. So I'm very, very, very busy now through like around the 23rd of May. So I think it helped a lot. Like I go to work and I just really didn't have to think about it. I just did it, you know, I just went to work. But then when I came home, you know, of course it was it was pretty tough, just not seeing her. That morning, actually, it was like, I almost didn't think I would be able to make it to go to work because I saw her litter box. I was like, I had to get rid of it because I knew I couldn't come home and see it. Same with her food bowl. I just had to get like those things like out of sight so I could get through it. And I did really good. Well, Monday night, I started making my dinner. And then when all that happened, so it was just still sitting on the counter. So I had to kind of pivot and change it up, but I did not end up eating that night. Tuesday, I tried eating lunch, and I'll show you guys the lunch that I did with the meal prep that I made. But I couldn't eat. I had zero appetite Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday morning. And then we went out to lunch for my coworker's birthday on Wednesday, which I was feeling pretty good on Wednesday. Again, like I said, just staying busy at work. And then it just started kind of hitting me. I think just being around, other people that we just our team is very close, it's just like having a bunch of friends, and I think just having that, and then everybody, knew what was going on. But we were celebrating a friend's birthday. So I did, so that's what we focused on. So we just went from there, and I just kind of lost it with the emotional eating. It's the first time in a long time, it just happens. It probably doesn't help that I think the last video I filmed, I told you guys that still have PMS, and I still have not started my cycle for April. What month are we in? Well, I was supposed to start, I'm 10 days late right now as of, I'm filming this May 9th. So I think so I was supposed to start the 30th of April. And it's just like nothing. But it has been like the 5 days before that was just really bad cramping and bloating. And then this last 10 days has just been, I just don't like it. It's like I'm having all the symptoms of it. It's not happening. And then the emotional stuff like hits, like my hormonal like moods up and down. When I miss my cycle, like in the month, it just goes crazy. And then this on top of it. And that was the first time, but it is what it is. It's the first time I did that. Then yesterday I worked from home, and being at home, especially since I was doing like some house cleaning, and she was a very, very, very long haired cat. And I think just seeing all of her hair, I just, again, kind of went to the emotional eating. It's like I said, we're normal, we're human. It's just gonna happen. So anyway, I'm really trying today just to start over, and it's just a new day. Like I said, it's just after I kind of got through that yesterday, I was so busy with working, and I just was working and just constantly putting stuff in my mouth. And I don't know. I really didn't stop to think about it till last night. After I told my husband, I'm like, I think we need ice cream. So we go to Dairy Queen. I don't even like ice cream. I am not like an ice cream person. I'm more of like a popsicle person. I'm more of a, give me like a fruit bar, frozen fruit bar. I used to love those real fruit bars, and the popsicles and things like that. I'm not an ice cream person. Which is probably why when I bought that Ninja Creamy, totally shouldn't have bought it, because I never used it, because I'm not an ice cream person, but I do like sherbet and sorbet and things like that. So, but we went and got ice cream, and then afterwards I'm like, what the heck? What am I doing? And so I just told myself, okay, it's a new day. We're gonna wake up, it's a new day. We have our PD stuff this morning, our professional development. We do that 4 times a year. So we have our day today. Not my favorite thing to do, but luckily it's, our team is the team. So again, I don't have to, we're not required to share anything if we don't want to. So I'm just gonna try to get through today. I'm just gonna try to reset everything. I did do a hour-long bike ride this morning. I haven't been able to get myself to do the feel good morning stretching workouts like I was doing, those 10-15 minute morning workouts. I probably should have been. Maybe it would have really helped, because it was really helping with my moods in the morning, you know, because I'm a morning person, but not, you know what I mean? It's like I can wake up early, but it takes me a little bit to get into the mood of the morning person, but those workouts are really helping and probably should have been doing them the last few days. But today I just felt like I needed to really like work out to all of this stuff and everything that I've eaten and done these last 2 days. And that's what I did. I did an hour-long bike ride this morning. But I'm feeling pretty good today. I mean, it's hard when you have, you know, these family pets that you just don't think about it to the day-to-day stuff, especially if you've never been through the loss of a pet. So you don't think about it. It's just they're there, right? And, you know, even though she liked to only come out, she was like the quintessential cat. Like she wanted attention when she wanted attention. If she didn't want attention, she'd swipe at you, you know, I mean, just all of those things. And, but you know, she was still there. And I wonder about we were talking about this last night, like wonder if the dogs like noticed that she's gone, because they kind of had a love-hate relationship with each other, mostly a hate relationship, but they would spar at each other, you know, and stuff. And I feel like they must. I mean, I don't know how dogs' minds think, but anyway, I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm just trying to be positive and trying to get through this. I feel like it's been, and you know, today will be the 5th day and I'm feeling better. Maybe I just had to get it all out with some emotional eating. And now, I mean, maybe I did not, you know, Monday night I mean, I cried a lot on Monday, but Tuesday, I just haven't been sleeping either because I've been having dreams about it. But I do feel like that maybe with Monday and Tuesday and even most of Wednesday, I didn't face it. You know, I wasn't like, when my husband would talk about it, because for him, it's like he needs to talk it through. I just avoided it because I just avoid any kind of conflict, confrontation type stuff. I mean, I'm a Libra. That's just what we do. So I just avoided talking about it. And I think that was probably why I kind of got to the place that I did on Wednesday and Thursday with the eating and all of that and the bad choices in those, you know. I think it's fine if you want to have a meal that you want to eat whatever you want. Like if I said to myself, you know what, I have had a busy week, I deserve to have some Dairy Queen ice cream. I think if you make that decision out of coming from a different place, it's different. But when you do it through emotion and emotional eating, that's where it can get bad. You know what I mean? Like that's where it's a bad habit because you don't want to get into those habits. Now, if it's coming from an emotional place of like happiness, like you're at a wedding and you're celebrating your friend's marriage and you just want to celebrate with some wedding cake, that's different. I'm talking about coming from an emotional of pain and hurt and sadness. That's where I think you can really slip back into those really old habits quickly. And so that's where that's my, you know, my feeling on it. So anyway, I just wanted to, I know this is a really long update, but I just wanted to let you know like what's going on. And if I kind of, you know, kind of look a little sad in some of my videos, I think it's just kind of, you know, it's just kind of roller coaster right now where it just kind of comes in waves of like realizing she's not here. And I guess if somebody doesn't have any pets, they may not understand, but I think those of you that have pets, and like I said, the hardest part is just with animals, it's like you don't want them to suffer because they can't tell you anything. They can't fix themselves, like where we can kind of fix ourselves. If we had to, we could, you know, not fix ourselves, but you know, like if we're not feeling well, we can take medication if we're not feeling well. Animals are so reliant on their caretakers that you just form this bond with them. And it is super hard. So, anyway, that's just where it's at. But I did want to go ahead and go in and show you my meal prep for the week and show you the 2 like meals I made out of the meal prep. And we'll go into with that. And then I will probably film a video on Saturday. I may do like a spend the day with me chatty vlog or something. So stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and go into the meal prep. Here's everything I'm meal prepping today. So I just put this in my notes app in my phone, and then I was able to print it right from my phone into this great list. I don't know why I never thought to do this before, but look how well it printed, even with little bubbles to check off. So here is my list of things that I had planned on meal prepping this day. The first thing that I did was I'm going to do 2 things at one time because that's what we need to do. So we have our ground chicken that I'm going to turn into my lentil tacos, and then we have our chickpeas over here that we're going to do with barbecue sauce or garbanzo beans, whatever you call them. I like to get the organic ones. They tend to be less in sodium, plus I do rinse them really well to kind of get that sodium, you know, stuff off that they sit in. So I'm just going to kind of crisp these up just a little bit before I add the barbecue sauce to it. And with the ground chicken, we're just going to, you know, brown that up, and then we'll add in the taco seasoning and the lentils here in just a little bit. But I like to get the chickpeas just a little bit crispy. Now, if you can do any multitasking when you're meal prepping, of course, you know, do it. I'm sure you already do. But I do try to do at least 2 things at one time. Normally, I wouldn't do it this way, but because I wanted to show on camera that I'm doing both of them, I'm kind of using that back burner that I probably have used. Maybe this is probably the second time I've ever used that one. But we're going to go ahead and get these proteins cooked up now. If you watch any of my previous videos, I am trying to add more fiber into my diet, which is where the chickpeas and lentils are coming in. But I am stretching it kind of with the other proteins, plus, you know, making it less carbs, and it's still getting that little boost of fiber for the day. So I did add in some taco seasoning. I do make my own taco seasoning. I just have not done it lately. I'm missing a few ingredients. I just need to get back to that because it does taste so much better. I am using this sugar-free barbecue sauce. The sweet and smoky is my favorite by far of the Baby Ray's, but the regular is also good. I prefer this to the G. Hughes, which is good because it's a little bit less expensive, but the sweet and smoky is just so good. But I really do like the sweet and spicy, I think it's called, from G. Hughes. So if you're looking for a sugar-free barbecue sauce, either the Ray's or G. Hughes are the best. So we're just going to go ahead and continue cooking this up. Now I'm adding in the lentils. So again, I like to get the organic ones when I can, rinse them off really well, but you can see that they are fairly low carb actually for what you're getting. But these are the types of carbs that are really low glycemic, so they are not going to spike your blood sugars as much. Now, not everybody who is trying to balance their blood sugars can handle things like lentils and chickpeas. I did not notice a difference on the days that I ate these. I did check my blood sugars and they seem to be fine. So I think I am going to continue to add these types of things in my diet when, you know, when it sounds good and when I want to have them. So here is the 2 different proteins here. So I will utilize these in a couple of different ways. Now I'm going to check off my list because that is so satisfying to check off our list when we get things done. Next up, we are going to do the campfire sauce. So this is like from Red Robin, has a campfire sauce. I'm just going to make my own. I'll be using this in my burger bowls. So we need Greek yogurt, barbecue sauce, chipotle chili pepper seasoning, and smoked paprika. Now I will put the recipe down below. I believe the recipe that I used said to use mayonnaise, and I just used the Greek yogurt 1-for-1 for the mayonnaise. So I will link that down below, and then you're just going to blend it up. And this actually took a little bit to get blended up. It did not want to blend up because there wasn't a lot of liquid in there. So if you have any issues, you may just add a splash of water or something. I finally got mine to go through after just a lot of stirring. But this was really good. It probably would have tasted more like campfire sauce if I used the mayo, because it still had the tang of the Greek yogurt, but this turned out really well, and I did use it on some burger bowls throughout the week. Next up, this chia seed pudding. This is actually a different recipe than I've made before, I believe. It did not seem familiar to me. Again, I will have all these recipes linked down below. So again, we have some Greek yogurt. We have this cherry berry blend. Use whatever kind of fruit you want. This is also really good with mango. I have done a Greek yogurt chia pudding with mango, which is actually my favorite. We have our Fairlife milk, which gives us some extra added protein. And then we have our chia seeds. And now that I'm thinking about this mango, I seriously want to make the mango chia seed pudding again, because that was seriously so good. I might have to pick up some frozen mango this week. Then you're just going to put it all in a blender, and you're going to blend it up, and this is what you get. And I love chia seed pudding. Again, really high fiber, really low glycemic on the carbs that are in this, really easily portable, and this is what you get. So highly recommend chia seed pudding. And you guys, it's not like you can't taste the chia seeds. Now this is not very sweet because of the berries. If you want to add some sweetener, you can.
Next up, we're going to make, okay, now I kind of forgot what we're making here. Oh yes, we're going to make a ranch taco dressing to go on my taco salads. So we have some lime juice, we have our Greek yogurt, our taco seasoning. Now the lime juice kind of just makes it a little bit fresh tasting. This is it, you guys, and it is so good. It was good. I used it on my taco salad, which was one of my favorite things I had this week. Mainly, I think, because of that mango salsa. I think I'm going to pick some more up again this week. But then I'm thinking, I don't even know if I would go into my meals this week. But it was so good. So every time now that I have a taco salad, I'm picking up that mango salsa and making that ranch taco seasoning. Because, like I said, it was one of the best taco salads that I have ever had. I'm also going to cut up some cucumbers because I love to snack on cucumbers. It's like one of my favorite things. And I don't even have to dip it in anything. I just love to eat them. And lately the cucumbers have been pretty good. There for a while, the skin on the English cucumbers was so bitter tasting, so I kind of got in the habit of peeling off about half of the skin. But this one actually was pretty good. Now we're going to shred up some cheese. So y'all, when's the last time you saw me haul some shredded bagged cheese? I have not, because I did have some left in my fridge not too long ago, and I tried it, and it just did not taste good to me. Shredding my own cheese has been a game changer. It melts better. You don't have to use as much, I don't feel like, either, because you are getting like this maximum melt, and the taste of it is so good. I do use the full fat cheese, so that's the difference. If you really want to do the light or fat-free cheese, go with the bagged stuff. But this you use less. Like, I never use a serving of cheese on my salads or on anything, because it's so rich and good. And it melts so well that you just don't need as much. And it is cheaper. It is kind of a pain to have to shred it up. This shredder has been a game changer. My friend Krista told me about it. I do have trouble getting it to stick to the counter sometimes. But here is everything I prepped. So I have my cheese shred for the week. We have our cucumbers. We have our proteins, our sauces. And we are good to go. So let me show you a couple of meals that I put together using these. I will tell you, the chia seed pudding was amazing, really good, highly recommend that. Oh, we did do some hard-boiled eggs as well. So this is everything. But yes, I just want to give you a little review on the chia seed pudding. Yes, but it was not very sweet. So again, if you want to add some honey or some sweetener or something, you may do that if you're kind of used to sweeter kind of breakfast or snack foods. So here's the salad I put together. So we have our mango salsa, which was so good. I bought it at the grocery store, by the way, in the fresh produce section at Safeway. We have our, I did do some lettuce. I have our roasted corn, which kind of got mixed up with the meat a little bit. But this was so good with that dressing, with the lentils. You don't really even taste the lentils, but it just adds that fiber punch to it. And then the other thing kind of ended up taking a turn. This was actually supposed to be a salad, but I think I told you guys earlier about, you know, with my kitty cat. So this, I didn't have any lettuce left over. So I just kind of made this the next day into a yogurt, a cottage cheese bowl. So we have some shredded lettuce, some cottage cheese, the garbanzo beans with the barbecue sauce, a little bit of cheese, and then I did add some chicken on there. So I just made some of the real good chicken strips, the low-carb ones, put those in the air fryer, put that lettuce on the bottom, and just put a little bit of more barbecue sauce on top. And I know this is not very appealing, but you guys, this had so much protein, so much fiber, so much flavor. So even though it doesn't look good, and it may not be camera friendly, it definitely turned out really good. It tasted really good. So this week's meal prep was definitely a success. It just ended up being a different kind of week. But if I would have eaten all the meals as I wanted to, I would have ended up with about 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day, which was my goal. So that did turn out really well. And thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.